I don't want to spend money anyhow. So I want my cost of living to be minimal. That is what I told myself. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's your girl once again, and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, my name is Aimi. The last time I had like a chit chat, like when I sat down to talk to you guys, was I think when I was getting ready for NYSC camp. And I remember I said that I was posted to Kogi State and that I didn't like it, and I would find a way to come back to Abuja. Guys, I have good news for you. Guess what? I'm back to the FCT. Oh yeah, I'm back. So I finally redeployed and I'm back to FCT. And now the problem is I need to do my documentation, and that's I'm still trying to make up my mind on when to. I think for coppers who are redeployed, you have about 21 days to do your documentation. If not, your redeployment will be revoked and you'll be back to the state that you initially were posted to or you initially got. So yeah, I'm getting ready to do my documentation, although I won't do it today because I want to do some other things first. Before I go for my documentation, I want to sort out some other things first before going. One of the things I want to sort out is my PPA. And now for those people who don't know what PPA means, PPA is like your primary place of assignment, where you get posted to by NYSC to serve for a year, like an institution where you serve for a year. So yeah, I've not been given a PPA yet because I first have to do my documentation and my state code has to change, all of those things before I can be given a PPA. Now I want to go for my documentation tomorrow, but then if I go for my documentation tomorrow without getting a PPA, because usually how it works is when you are redeployed, after your documentation, NYSC would post you to any place of their choice. So any place that they feel like, okay, it's good enough for you, they post you. But then you also have the opportunity to go to different institutions that you feel like you would want to serve, and then you get like a request letter from them and attach it to your documents when you're documenting. So that's the phase I'm in right now. I don't want to go for my documentation first before getting a PPA, although I have a PPA in mind. I have a place in mind that I would like to serve, but the only issue now with that place is that they don't give request letter. The thing is that NYSC has to post you there directly. Do you get? So yeah, that's the case right now. So today I'm actually ready. I just got ready. I'm still getting dressed anyway to go out to, a friend suggested different places that are good, that she feels like, okay, try out these places. I tried out these places and one of them accepted me, right? So she suggested places to me, and today I'm going to check out those places. I'm going to one of those places to check it out. But then my mom called me this morning, because usually those places that she told me about are places where you need to know somebody for them to accept you. Because one thing is for NYSC to post you to a particular place, another thing is for that place to accept you. So there is a possibility that after NYSC has posted you to a particular place, that place can reject you and you won't be able to serve there. You'd have to go somewhere else that would accept you, right? So I'm saying this for people who have not served and for future purposes if people need this information. So if you've not gotten, when NYC posts you, there's a possibility that you may be rejected by the place that you were posted to, probably because they have too many people or they just don't want coppers. Do you understand? So yes, that's it. I had places in mind already. I've gone to one of the places, like I said. I went to one of the places in February to make a request, and when I got there they were like, for you to be accepted in this institution or for you to be accepted in this organization, you have to know somebody, because even if NYC posts you here, there's still a possibility that you'll be rejected if you do not know somebody. So that's the Nigeria we live in right now. You have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody if you don't know anybody. So this morning, after my mom called and she asked, like, what's the current situation of things, like what am I doing now, what do I plan to do and stuff, since I've been redeployed and all that. And I'm like, I'm going to check out some places. A friend told me about places that I can check, and I was like, I have 3 places in mind, although 2 of the places are places that you need to know someone, otherwise you'll not be accepted. And she's like, Aimee, yes, you don't know anybody, but you know God. And at that point I sort of froze, because I prayed about this thing this morning. Like, I prayed about the fact that, okay, this place is a place that I want. Like the place that I told you initially that I went to in February, that they said that they will not accept me if I don't know anybody. Now that place, I've been praying about that place since I went there, and I've been praying because there are a lot of reasons why I want that place. There are a lot of reasons why I want that particular place, and I've been praying about it. I prayed about it this morning, made declarations and all of that, and then just few minutes after my prayers, my mom is calling and I'm telling her that I don't know anybody there. And she reminded me of the fact that even if you don't know anybody, you know God. Even if you don't know anybody, even the people that know people, they didn't start knowing them all of a sudden. One day they met them one day, and then the connection started from there. So she was like, you don't need to know anybody, you know God. We know that, okay, yes, Nigeria, it is what it is, but then there is still the God factor. And I was sort of ashamed of myself, because this is something that I should know, right? This is something that I should know. I mean, I prayed about it this morning. I should remember that I have God, and that's human nature for you. Do you understand? That's man for you. But then it's very important that we have people in our lives that can remind us of the fact that we have God, that can remind us of the fact that even though things are not possible with you, even though there are certain things that you may not be able to do for yourself, God can do it for you. I know that, yes, you need to know man in certain cases, but God can connect you to the man. So that's why it's very important for people, it's very important for us to have people in our lives that remind us of who God is, that remind us of the fact that, yes, we may not be able to do certain things by ourselves, but we have God. It's very important we have such people in our lives. And immediately she said that, I got back the consciousness of, yes, God is able to do anything. God is able to do even the impossible. I want that place. Like, I really, really want that place, because of a lot of reasons that I may not really want to talk about today. Maybe in another vlog I'll talk about it. So yeah, I'm going to continue to pray about that place, and then today I'm also going to check out those other places that I talked about, or those other places that my friend told me about. So I'm just going to check them out and see if it's the kind of place that I would like, so I can have other options. If it's not the place that I would like, then I'll just bank on my first option, right? So if any of them offer to give me a request letter, then, and if I like the place, that's another thing. If I like the place, I can now take the letter, their request letter, and attach it to my documents when I'm I go for documentation tomorrow, because I plan to do my documentation tomorrow, and I hope I can do everything all at once. So yeah, guys, that's the current situation of things. That's the current situation of things. And yes, I was going to talk about the fact that, you know, I got redeployed to Abuja. I'm so happy about that, guys. Like, I'm so excited about it. Immediately, I checked my NYC dashboard and I found out that my state of deployment had changed. Oh my god, I was so excited. Like, I was so happy. You know how people tell you, if it happens, then leave it like that. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how God wants it to be. And then we end up limiting ourselves, or we end up going in directions that are not actually God's plan and purpose for your life. You end up taking things that are less than what you should accept. You end up accepting things that are less than God's plan for your life. You accept it because you feel like, okay, if it wasn't God's plan, why did it happen? But let me tell you the truth. There are some times that even though you don't know God's plan, you don't know the exact plan for you. Like, even though God is not coming out to say, I want you to be in this state, or I want you to be that, even though you cannot explicitly say that this is God's plan for you, for my life, you can draw inferences from certain things. You can draw inferences from the Bible. A lot of times people settle for things that are not God's mind for them. A lot of people told me, oh, I mean, how do you know that Abuja is where you're supposed to be? But the thing is, I knew that I wasn't supposed to be in Kogi State. It's not like there is anything wrong with it's not like there's anything wrong with Kogi State. I don't like Kogi State anyway, but it's not like there is anything wrong with it per se. But I knew that this is not God's mind for me. This is not where God wants me to be per se. This is not where God wants me to be now. Do you understand? Like, Abuja has been a training ground for me. I don't know why I was posted to Kogi State. I feel like it's because of the people he wanted me. He wanted me to meet certain people in camp. But then I knew that God's mind for me wasn't Kogi State, or God's mind for me isn't Kogi State. Because I could draw that inference from the fact that there are certain things that he has said to me before that goes against my stay in Kogi State. Do you understand? So from there I was able to deduce that, look, I mean, you're not supposed to be here. Do you understand? So my point here is, don't settle. Even though sometimes you may not know the exact mind of God, you can draw inferences from certain things. You can draw inferences from the Bible. You can draw inferences from the last instruction he gave you. You can draw inferences from the last thing he said to you. You can draw inferences from things that he has said to you that are related to that particular part of your life. Do you understand? And if it's not in alignment, most times you can know from there what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to be. So I knew at that point that once I was posted to Kogi State, I knew that I definitely have to come back. I just have to come back, because this is going to go against a lot of things that God has said to me. This is going to go away from, my discussion with God. It's going to hinder a lot of things. It's going to break the flow. So I just knew that Kogi was not for me. Do you understand? So I knew that, and that was the reason why I left. If I was convinced that I was supposed to be in Kogi State, trust me, I would have stayed. I would have stayed. But Abuja, so far, the FCT has been a training ground for me. It was my desire to come back, because I just knew that I have to continue this training. It's not like there is anything special about FCT. It's not like there's anything special about Abuja. Trust me, Abuja has not even been, I don't know, depending on what you mean by excitement or enjoyment, or Abuja. I've not really enjoyed Abuja the way I thought I would, because it has been a training ground for me. So ideally I should even be running away from Abuja, but here I am wanting to come here because I know that it's God's plan for me. Do you understand? So sometimes when we're trying to make decisions, I don't mean to be all serious on you guys, but then this is just something that dropped in my heart, and this is supposed to be a vlog, not a sermon, but here I am. So yes guys, I'm just saying that don't settle for things that are not beneath you. Don't settle for things that are not God's mind for you. So the very important thing is to know what God's mind for you is, and you can know God's mind by praying, you can know God's mind by studying the word, you can know God's mind by listening to him. That's one of the ways, because sometimes you just get this knowing, you just get this conviction in your heart that tells you that this is the right thing to do. Do you understand? So yeah, that's it. I didn't mean to preach, but I think I'm almost late. I'm very late, not even almost. I'm very late. This is 11:42 a.m. My plan was to get there at 10, but this is already 11:42 a.m. and I've not even left the house. So I should be leaving now. No, I'll just touch my face a little bit maybe, and then I'm out of here. And I think I would be, after that I should be somewhere at Grandpa, and then after which I would head to the studio. I'm supposed to see Funaya today, so I'll be going to Gwarimpa to see her at the studio, and then from there I'll go pick up a friend from the park. And yeah, I think that's all I need to do today. So finger crossed. How do they cross fingers? Yeah. Fingers crossed. I hope it's a nice place, and I hope I get a request letter from them if it's a nice place, if it's a place that I would love to serve for 1 year. Otherwise I'll just depend on my first option, right? My first option, that's like the best so far. That's like the best for many reasons. The pay is good, they give accommodation, there's transportation, you know. It's just 1 year of my life of less stress, less. This year I told myself that I don't want to spend unnecessarily. Like I don't want to pay rent. Yes, I don't want to spend my money on rent. I don't want to spend money anyhow. So I want my cost of living to be minimal. That is what I told myself. So this place will just, you know, this is like the perfect place if you ask. So I'm not paying light bill, I'm not paying water bill, I'm not paying, and the place is chilled. Do you understand? Like no stress, you know. So it's just the perfect place for me right now because of a lot of reasons like I've stated. And also I'm not just a pharmacist, right? I'm not just a copper. There are other things that I have to do with my life, so I can't just be tied to one particular spot. So this place would also give me the leverage to, you know, be able to do all the other things that I do. Do you understand? So that's why I like it. It's not and I know and I believe that God will give me the desires of my heart. God will give me the desires of my heart. He will give me the desires of my heart. So guys, yeah, I should be on my way now because I'm really running late. Yeah, I'm running late. All right guys, see you soon. Yeah, I'm going to take you guys along, so just come with me. Guys, you will not believe what happened to me. I missed my way. So let me just tell you something. If you don't know your way to a place, book a ride. Seriously, just book a ride. So I didn't succeed in going where I wanted to go because by the time I finally figured out the direction to my journey,
because I already late. Like I just felt like time had gone. So I'll probably go there again tomorrow morning. So right now I'm heading to the studio. Actually, I'm already there. I'm going inside now. I'm going to the studio. I'm supposed to see Funaya. So off there. I'm going there now.
Why are you petting me from here?
Oh yeah, raise your head up.
Why are you petting me from here?
Oh,
Hiya.
how are you?
I'm shy. Cover my face. Hi people. Welcome back.
Oi?
Get the camera for me. Oh. I don't believe this guy.
Look at me.
Where is my security?
Makeup artist. You will not show yourself now so that you not advertise your business. You are moving your face. Makeup artist. Oh, I see.
Meet my assistant. Bye-bye.
Bye. Which one?
Chicken. Very close.
So it's not that you want to score.
Some of them are even and then I send them together with the normal people I snap. I get five.
It's not that plan on the body that makes it like this. Nothing. That's very dangerous. Chicken.
I don't think it's good. Yeah, I don't know. You carry the right now. So I was like, I was like by my case. I think it's what
And then as I can see, I'm eating guacamole. How does my father don't finish? I mean, you deploy.
Yeah.
And then they make a job for you. No,
You say make you do it for me. Tell me say you won't do it for me.
I didn't do them now. I don't my work. See, I did everything.
No,
I do everything.
So tell me
You
what
can
are
cook
you?
up. Anything you want to do, you cook up. I do cook up for national everything.
My investor.
I dey do see everything. When person wey go dey hype you when you dey you dey do am too. When person wey go dey normal, me I dey normal. But I no dey normal o. I no dey.
Okay, don't
I no
confuse.
dey smoke it though. I only take him there hand.
Mr.
Doctor.
Investor.
Woman.
Dr. John Clever.
You be the one kind.
Which one do you prefer, John Clever or J Clef
Okay. For the investor.
as an investor?
Actually, it's in me. It's in me. It's in me. It's in me. I'm an investor. Hey, hey.